3.
Welcome to a live reaction to Bad Blood, baby. We just saw it. It's over. And now here's my live reaction. And the last thing I get to see before I start up my camera, Paul on the other side, Kelly on the other side, I get to see the final boss, The Rock, raising the eyebrow, making some hand gestures, slicing the throat. What does that mean? I guess we're going to have to tune in to SmackDown on Friday to find out exactly what The Rock is cooking. Dave LaGreca here. I'm looking forward to talking to you with this reaction YouTube live video. Also, when it's all said and done, I'm going to be reading some comments from the Busted Open Nation, taking some questions from the Busted Open Nation, and hopefully you can do more of these after some of these big pay-per-views. And let's face it, tonight's show was big. How it ended was big. How it started was big. But we got to start with what we just saw, what just happened before I went live on the air, and that is Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. They get the victory with the help of Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is back. Bloodline 2.0 takes another loss. Where this leaves that version of the Bloodline, I really don't know, because I think we all have been looking at what they've been doing since WrestleMania, and they've looked weak. Let's face it, I actually said on Busted Open they needed to win here. They don't get the win again. Jimmy Uso helps Roman and Cody, I guess somehow, some way that protects the new version of the Bloodline. But let's put all that aside, because we get the Bloodline coming out. They beat up Cody. Roman and Jimmy are gone from the ring. Roman hesitates, and Jimmy's like, I'm with you. Whatever you decide, I got your back. Roman hesitates a little bit more, and then with Jimmy's help, they go up against the Bloodline, help Cody. Roman hands over that championship title, and then The Rock comes out. And I don't know what we're going to get from The Rock. Is The Rock going to be helping Cody? Is Cody out? Is Roman going to now want that match? Is Roman going to step aside for The Rock, which was supposed to happen for Cody at WrestleMania 40? There is a lot of questions out there for the WWE Universe, and more importantly, the Busted Open Nation. And here they are in Atlanta, the home of Cody Rhodes. And I guess everybody kind of put their pink robes away since WrestleMania 40, because once again, The Rock comes out and he gets over 16,000, nearly 17,000 fans in Atlanta on their feet cheering for The Rock. Come on, people. Are you deaf, dumb, and blind? It's The Rock, for crying out loud. He was the one who tried to take the main event away from Cody Rhodes, and once again, the fans are cheering for The Rock. Really interested what Rock we're going to get. We all saw the WrestleMania 40 documentary where The Rock was chasing the hug. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the final boss heel Rock that we're going to get moving forward, or there's going to be something wonky happening between him, the Bloodline, the Usos, Cody, and Roman Reigns. Again, another reason to listen to Busted Open tomorrow morning with Jonathan Hood and Justin LeBar, and of course myself, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray on a Monday morning. Can't wait to see what's going to happen, because things are heating up right now. What is this going to mean leading in to Survivor Series? We'll find out. But let's talk about what we saw. Very good main event. Got the surprise of Jimmy Uso. Once we saw Jimmy Uso, I was like, all right, that's the surprise we're going to get at Bad Blood. And then The Rock's music hits, and we get The Rock. Now everybody's going to be talking. Now things are heating up really early. here in 2024. And what does this mean for Survivor Series moving forward to everything that we're going to see leading up to WrestleMania 41? And I think you can start posing the questions of what's your main event going to be at WrestleMania 41? Is it going to be Rock Roman Cody rematch, or are you going to get Cody and The Rock? Let's put those questions aside because that's what we're going to be talking over the next 6 months until we get to WrestleMania 41. Now we know why that tag match was your main event, because I was wondering myself what the main event was going to be. We were talking about it, and once again, the bloodline involved in the main event. But even when I saw Jimmy Uso, I was like, man, even though we're getting Jimmy Uso, the way it started and what we got from CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, I was like, that should have been the main event. But when you get The Rock to finish the show, that obviously should have been the main event to Bad Blood. So a lot of questions. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments and questions here tonight and definitely over the course of the next 48 hours on Busted Open. But let's start from the beginning now, and that is what we saw in that Hell in a Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. What a match. And this is going to be a match that we're talking about in December as on that short list of matches of the year. And there are a lot of people on social media that were hitting me up saying that they think right now, as of right now, as we're just a couple of months away from the end of the year, that this could possibly be the match of the year. And it's definitely going to be a match that we're going to remember for a long time for a couple of reasons. It's the blow-off match, without a doubt, between what was a very good feud between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Also, I don't remember the last time we saw this much blood in a WWE match. We may have to go back to Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho and their match at the Great American Bash, since the last time we saw that amount of blood in a WWE ring, because you certainly didn't see it during the PG era and the John Cena era of the WWE. This is a new era. We're getting blood. We're getting pro wrestling mentioned. How about the fact that Michael Cole and Corey Graves all night long were dropping facts and history of the NWA? During the Hell in a Cell match, you got Corey and Michael Cole talking about the last battle in Atlanta, which was the first ever true Hell in a Cell match on the ground where that arena, the Omni, once stood. One of the greatest matches, one of the greatest blow-off matches of all time between Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer. And shades of that tonight with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. CM Punk gets busted open first, but then it was really the blood that was pouring out of the forehead and the top of the head of Drew McIntyre, which made me say, wow. The toolbox, I know Bully's going to have a lot to say about the toolbox on Monday because he said you don't need it. And you know what? Basically, watching that match, you probably didn't need that toolbox. You probably didn't need the table. I kind of like how they brutalized one another with the cell itself. You saw Drew McIntyre's back just scraped and bruised and black and blue from repeatedly getting pushed into the stairs and to the cage. Same thing with CM Punk. I love what we got from Drew McIntyre with the Claymore out of nowhere, and the same thing with the go to sleep from CM Punk. A lot of false finishes. I loved it. The referee getting booed when he brought out the towel to try to wipe the blood off of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's face. And then later on in the match with Drew McIntyre basically giving the FU to the referee and tossing the towel aside. Didn't matter. It was great. And then the beads coming out, shoving of the beads down the throat of Drew McIntyre. I love that they went back to that story there. I love CM Punk saying to Drew McIntyre, don't pray to God, pray to me. There was a lot of little storyline and plots that we've been seeing the last few months between these two play out in that Hell in a Cell match to start it off. A lot of history in that building, a lot of history, and a historic night when you look at the tradition of Bad Blood and especially Hell in a Cell. And like I said, that is going to be on that very short list of some of the best matches we've seen so far in 2024. And that's what I love to see. I'm old school, so I am always going to fall for a match that's a blow-off match, which we saw tonight between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. A blood feud like we saw tonight between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and a ton of blood, a tip of the cap to history. That may be, so far, to me, maybe the top three. I can't say it's number one, because number one is always going to be, for me, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 and that stage and what we saw there. But this is top three match of the year of 2024. I want to hear from the Busted Open Nation. I want to hear what you thought of this match and where that match falls. And even with the tag match, even with the surprise of The Rock and Jimmy Uso, that match to me was without a doubt the match of the night. And if you didn't get the surprise of The Rock, it definitely would have been everything that we were talking about coming out of Hell in a Cell. I thought Nia Jax and Bayley did a really good job tonight. I did like the story of Tiffany Stratton coming out with that Money in the Bank briefcase, a bit of a tease there. For a second, I thought, hey, man, my words were coming true with my interview with Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax from Busted Open on Friday morning, where I told Nia Jax, don't trust Tiffany. And how about Nia Jax doing a sit-up a la The Undertaker? It looked like Nia Jax was out. Tiffany Stratton comes in with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Nia Jax does the sit-up a la The Undertaker. I absolutely loved it. I thought that match was a good match. I thought it was a good tease of what we might see between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton in the months to follow here, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then it kind of dropped off for me. No disrespect to Finn Balor and Damian Priest. That's a match that could have been on Monday Night Raw, quite frankly. And I don't think it did any favors for Finn Balor. You get outside interference, and Finn Balor still takes the loss. I don't know how I'm looking. Much like I said about Bloodline 2.0, I don't know how I'm looking at the Judgment Day moving forward when Finn Balor takes a loss like he did tonight with outside interference and help from the Judgment Day. Again, not a terrible match. Didn't have to be on the pay-per-view. That could have been a match that could have been on Monday Night Raw. Can kind of say the same thing when it comes to Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. The one thing I did love about it was the shark cage. And when Dom got that door open, I'm like, all right, Dom's going to throw some kind of foreign object out there for Liv Morgan to help Liv Morgan win. When he fell out of the shark cage, for a second there, my heart dropped. I actually thought he fell out, especially when he was heading head first out of the shark cage and he got his leg caught. I admit my heart dropped in that moment. Don't understand how Rhea Ripley could go out, get the cane from underneath the ring, and then use it against Dominic. What the hell's the referee doing there? The referee doesn't think to count? That's okay to do that? There's a match, for a championship. Again, don't mean to sound like the referee police there, but I mean, hello? Can you count there? I mean, there is a match going on. It is what it is. I get it. Fine, whatever. We move on. And, the main event, again, is something that we're going to be talking about for not just the next couple of days, not just for the next few weeks, but for the months to come. This is going to have serious ramifications on what we're going to see at WrestleMania 41. And again, The Rock didn't tell me anything. The hand gestures, the throat slash, is that towards Cody? Is that towards Roman? Is that towards Jimmy Uso? Is that towards the Bloodline 2.0? What is that for? And then the raising of the eyebrow. For who? Who's that for? And then he just walks away. And then the son of a bitch, like he always does, just walks away with more questions than answers. But that's what you love about The Rock. And my God, Atlanta, Georgia, I couldn't be more upset at Atlanta, Georgia, that your hometown hero is in the middle of the ring. And then you're cheering for The Rock. Do you remember what happened night number 1 at WrestleMania 40? The Rock pinned Cody. advantage Rock over Cody, even more than Roman. But the people of Atlanta, I guess they were distracted by Mickie James and DDP at ringside, or Peter Rosenberg in the press conference area in the suite with all the rappers, and maybe they were distracted by that. 2 of the 4 horsemen at ringside, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Somewhere Tony Khan's very upset at the fact that Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson were at ringside in Atlanta for Bad Blood tonight. But then again, he was watching Collision, which I'm sure some people were too, just not me, because Bad Blood. And listen, overall, I would give it a B. I would give the pay-per-view a B because what they gave us at the beginning and what they gave us at the end, I give it a solid B. B for bad, B for blood. B all around for Bad Blood. A+ for the opening match. I give it a solid A for the end. Everything else there, give it a little C. Brings the grade down to a B. Give me a B. B. Bad Blood. B. But I actually did really like the pay-per-view. It was entertaining. And also, I'm sure we're going to talk about this all week long too, Crown Jewel. When Triple H said that at this year's Crown Jewel, we're going to have the world champions for both the men and the women going head to head, I got to tell you, I jumped out of my chair until Triple H followed up with the titles are not on the line. You might as well have just spit on the fans that were sitting at ringside. First of all, you announce major announcement. So now everybody's like, what Triple H is going to say. And then you can't do the pregnant pause. You can't do both men's championships, both women's championships on the line. They're going to face each other head to head. Pregnant pause. But the titles won't be on the line. Ugh. But they will get that nifty-looking Crown Jewel championship, though. That's pretty cool. And I don't like it. I'm telling you right now, I do not like it. If you had both champions going to have one undisputed champion, I'm all for it. Now, it's back to when we're talking about one of the championships being a consolation prize. Because as he just said, the winner of those matches are the best of the best. If they're the best of the best, then why have another world championship? You might as well just have both champions go head to head and have one undisputed champion on the men's side and on the women's side. Because if you're going to have two titles, but yet the winner at Crown Jewel is the best of the best, then you're kind of making the other championship what we always thought it was, and that's a consolation prize. Again, that's my opinion. We'll see if more information comes out as we get closer and closer to Crown Jewel. And from the way Triple H said it, I guess this is going to be a yearly thing. This isn't going to just happen this year. I think this is going to be happening on a regular basis at Crown Jewel. So that's very, very interesting. Again, very entertaining pay-per-view. I absolutely loved what we saw in that opening contest. I loved it. I loved the Hell in a Cell. I love that blood is back in the WWE. It's been a long time. And if you're going to get two people like Drew McIntyre and CM Punk guaranteeing blood, you better deliver it. And they delivered it here tonight. If you're going to have an old school feud where it gets personal like those two, you better have blood. And they delivered that tonight. And if you're going to have a blow-off match in a Hell in a Cell, then you need it to be brutal. And blood aside, that match was brutal. I mean, just being dropped on the top of the stairs and you hear the thud throughout the arena, that was brutal. I mean, they delivered in a big way. And listen, we know Drew McIntyre can deliver. The one question was about CM Punk. He's been injured. We saw at the end of his AEW run, him getting injured. We saw it again here in the WWE. He was out for 4 months, had to miss WrestleMania. Could he be in a significant match, a major match and be healthy enough to do so. And I think this was a real big match for CM Punk. Not because of the victory, but because, you know what? He went through it. He's good. And I love that CM Punk is back, but we need a healthy CM Punk. And he looked like the old CM Punk in that match. And then more about the performance of the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is more about the stories moving forward. Are we going to get Bloodline versus Bloodline? And if we are, The Rock is going to have to align himself with Bloodline 2.0, because to me, Bloodline 2.0 looked very, very weak. Again, taking a loss. So if you're going to have Bloodline versus Bloodline, I almost feel like The Rock has got to be on the new Bloodline's side, if that's what we're going to get at Survivor Series. And am I the only one that thought The Rock looked like a tool carrying around that People's Championship? Come on. Really? My focus is on the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship that Cody is holding. Did you really think that The Rock carrying that championship was going to give any credibility to that championship that he had on his shoulder? I don't think so. I mean, listen, am I biased? Am I a Cody crybaby? I am. I don't care. I have no problem admitting it to everybody. But, man, I just want to see what's going to happen with the final boss moving forward. And is he happy? He kind of, I don't know. Are they going to recognize what's happened over the last 6 months? I don't know. What does this mean for The Rock moving forward? What does it mean for Jimmy and Jey Uso moving forward? And what does it mean for Roman Reigns moving forward? Again, we're going to be answering all these questions live tomorrow with Justin LaBar and Jonathan Hood. Also, don't forget that we're going to be live Monday on SiriusXM Fight Nation, Busted Open, myself, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray. So now what I'd love to do is I'd actually love to get some questions and comments right now from the Busted Open Nation. Now, Paul, our producer, said these have been coming in for the last 3 hours. I know the first thing that somebody said was, am I going to be awake because isn't this past my bedtime? Not on a Saturday. Maybe on a Sunday when there's not a pay-per-view. But don't forget, Monday Night Raw, I'm up till 11 o'clock. Now I get to go to bed early. I get to go to bed at 10 o'clock now. 2 hours. 2 hours. So, no, it's not past my bedtime. But thank you very much for the question. What else do we got from the Busted Open Nation, Paul and Kelly? I'm looking forward to this. Here I am on a Saturday. I'm a loser. Okay, Dave, you think the story is over with Balor and Damian because the babyface won? There's nothing you can do, like you said, about Saraya and Jamie Hayter. I completely agree. I don't know where you can go with Finn Balor and Damian Priest now. I mean, Finn Balor lost clean in the middle of the ring, and he had outside interference. So to me, whatever is going on between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, I think that ended tonight at Bad Blood. But certainly it's not over between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. So that keeps going. But and now maybe when we see what happened at the end of that match, where is that going to go? And what the next chapter is going to be when it comes to for the women's championship on the Raw side. All right, what else we got? Great event, David. Are you okay with how Cody was? Cody was fine. I kind of like that Cody was fighting from behind pretty much the entire match. And I felt like the fans were behind both Cody and Roman. And I felt like Cody and Roman could coexist. There was that one point where Cody went for the tag and you saw Roman get pulled off. But at first it looked like Roman jumped off. I love the camera work there. For like a second, I thought Roman was turning on Cody. I thought they did that. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. But I thought Cody looked fine. And he definitely was standing with the championship at the end of that match. So there's nothing wrong with Cody Rhodes moving forward. What else we got here? Trying to go through these. Okay. So what happens with Cody at Survivor Series? No need for him in War Games, right? I agree. I don't think Cody should be involved. Listen, I think Roman made it clear that you don't really need to be involved here. Cody made his point. Cody and Roman got the win. But now it's about family. And I don't think Cody needs to be involved. If there is a War Games Survivor Series match, I don't think Cody needs to be involved at all. But now where does Cody go with that Universal Championship? That's another question that needs to be answered. If Roman turned on Cody, then would we see Cody Crybaby 2.0? I don't know if he could go down the Cody Crybaby route anymore. Cody's got to kind of be on his own on this one. And judging from the hometown Atlanta fans cheering for The Rock, I don't know if you're going to get Cody Crybabies. I may be standing on my own as the only Cody Crybaby 2.0, but I don't know if you can go down that road. Like Triple H said at the beginning, not every story is going to be about fulfilling the dream. That can't be every story. And that story happened at WrestleMania 40. It's going to be a completely different story at WrestleMania 41. What else we got here? Dave, what did you think of the Goldberg spot? Let's move on. No need to go there with Goldberg. I liked what Gunther did. I loved what Gunther had to say to Goldberg. But as far as, I like what Gunther did. And I loved the promo on Goldberg. I was laughing my ass off. Good to see that Goldberg's family's well. That's always good. Hey, Dave, what other old pay-per-view names should they bring back? Hashtag busted open 24/7. You know what I would actually love now that Cody's back in the fold with the WWE? And I know they did it a few years ago as a live event. I would love for Starrcade to come back. Imagine if Starrcade came back. I mean, that, the WWE's or WWF's answer to Starrcade was WrestleMania. Because that was from the brain of the American Dream himself, Dusty Rhodes. All right, let's see what else. I love these questions and comments. I want to do more of these. Dave, do you feel that CM Punk and Drew should have been the main event? Because I do. Until I saw The Rock, I would agree with that 1,000%. If we did not see The Rock, then I think that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre should have been the main event. But because we saw The Rock, there was no other way to end that show than the way that we did for Bad Blood tonight. What else we got here? So with what happened in Hell in a Cell, does this mean the PG era officially is over? I think it is. Now, I do think that they're going to, you're not going to see what we saw tonight on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown, but I think you could see it on PLEs. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I mean, even with all the blood, the referee still tried to be cautious with the towel, wipe the blood from the Punk and Drew McIntyre's eyes. Again, you're never going to see this amount of blood or cursing on a Raw or SmackDown, but you even got some curses tonight on this PLE, but I think it's strictly for a PLE. But as far as that lame-ass, PG era that I wasn't a fan of, I think that we're moving on from that, and I love what we're seeing now. You're keeping your family core strong, but you're also keeping your adult-oriented fans happy as well. All right, what else we got? I love these comments. All right. So with what happened, lost that there for a second. Let me bring that back up here. Got a bunch of comments and questions. Where did Drew and Punk go from here? That's it. I mean, they're done with each other. And I think Seth Rollins is going to be a key at some point. Now, whether that's going to happen right now, I don't know. But as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania, I think whether it's Drew McIntyre or CM Punk, Seth Rollins is going to find his way in between both of those guys. But as far as CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, that is over. But Seth Rollins is back, so that's going to be interesting. What else we got here? A lot of comments and questions. I love going through this stuff. What happens to Jay next? Does he drop the belts and join the OG bloodline? Why does Jay need to drop the belt? Jay could join as your Intercontinental Champion. And I think Jey Uso will. And I think Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and then Bloodline 2.0, where does The Rock fall in between those two? But I think, why not? Let's get Jimmy and Jay back on the same page again. And if, it's still family, I still think at the end of the day that the bloodline, whether it's the OG bloodline or bloodline 2.0, at some point during this story, they are going to align themselves again. I think the bloodline is going to be back as a whole. I truly believe that. God, I love all these comments and questions from the nation. They're up late on a Saturday, and they're home. And they're home like me on a Saturday, which I love. We're all losers. I love it. I love it. That's okay. I'm a loser too. I admit it. I'm home on a Saturday. It's 10 o'clock. Everybody's at the clubs. Weather's still warm. You could go out there, hang out outside a little bit. But I'm home watching professional wrestling. I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Talking to the nation. I should start doing Saturday night busted open after dark on a Saturday, where I just talk wrestling. It doesn't even have to be a reaction show to Collision. It could just me talk wrestling with a bunch of other losers like myself that are home on a Saturday night watching wrestling. And I mean that in the most respectful way, because that's what I am. What did you think I was doing my sophomore year in high school? You think I was just watching it up until 7:35, 8 o'clock, and then I was out the door? No! I go back on my VCR and my VHS and rewatch 605 Wrestling from TBS. No shame. No shame. All right, another question. Time for Priest to feud with somebody else. Yes, but who? Who's next for Damian Priest? Could it be Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship? Maybe. But as far as the Judgment Day, I just don't see it. Because there was no point in that match that I feel like Finn Balor was going to win. And when you have all that outside interference, that's kind of sad. A little bit more. I think Finn Balor deserves a little bit more. All right, what else we got from the nation here on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock? I love it. Maybe I'll crack open a Bud Light. Where does Nia go with the women's title? Doesn't matter, because all that matters is Tiffany Stratton with that Money in the Bank briefcase. First of all, Bayley's got a legit excuse on why she lost, because of Tiffany Stratton coming out there and the distraction. But honestly, whoever Nia Jax faces, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the threat of Tiffany Stratton cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase. And believe me, there was a split second where I thought that she was. And I think that she was. If Nia Jax didn't sit up, I really think that Tiffany Stratton was going to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. And you want to know something? Nia Jax knows it too. All right, what other questions we got here from the nation? When should Tiffany cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase? Ooh, that's a great question. When should she cash it in? When you least expect it. When you actually think that she's not going to do it and has Nia's back, that's when she should cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Because if she's still holding it come WrestleMania, you're going to expect her to cash it in. So, what else we got from the Busted Open Nation here? Going through these questions. All right, here we go. Dave, after tonight, who is CM Punk's greatest rival? Is it Cena 2011, which was face versus face? Is it Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor 2004, face versus face? Jeff Hardy, MJF, or Drew McIntyre? By the way, I love all of these. I absolutely love the feud that he had with Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor. The moment of him beating John Cena in Chicago is probably always going to be moment number one for CM Punk, though they dropped the ball. They should have had CM Punk take that title away, and you didn't see him for weeks and weeks, but 2 weeks later, he was back on Monday Night Raw. That was Vince McMahon era. Didn't know what he was doing. That was the second or whatever, third computer that's in his head must have been on the fritz for that week when he had that happen. The Drew McIntyre feud that we just saw, I absolutely loved, but I'm gonna make a bold statement right here, and I'm gonna say my favorite CM Punk feud is the feud that he had with MJF in AEW. One of the best AEW matches of all time was that dog collar match in Orlando, MJF versus CM Punk. The War of Words was absolutely fantastic. CM Punk was, I don't care what anybody says, a needle mover for AEW, and I really think it lifted MJF to a different plane. So as of right now, and this could change, you could ask me the same question tomorrow, but right now I'm going to go with MJF and CM Punk in AEW. Pretty crazy, but that's how I feel. All right, what else we got from the nation here? This is fun. We should do this all the time. Dave, do you think we'll see... do we think we'll see Demon Finn with the face paint? It's funny you asked that question. I was thinking of it during the match, how, wow, we're seeing this from Finn Balor's part of the Judgment Day. But when's the last time we saw Demon Finn? We haven't seen Demon Finn in forever. Maybe it's time for Demon Finn to come back. Maybe that's what Finn Balor needs right now is Demon Finn. So, man, this has been fun. I love. Do we have time for one more, Paul? Can we? Let's get three more. Let's get three more questions or comments.
All right. What do you? I've got a variety of topics. Which one you want to do?
I just take three. I don't
okay. Ready? Let's do a fun one. Let's do a fun one. You ready?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Kaboj. Oh, here we go. Do you think the Dirty Dom toilet paper is one ply or two? I'll be able to tell you when I get it because I already ordered it. So as soon as I get it from WWEshop.com, I'll let you know if it's one ply or two, I promise. But I actually did order the Dom Mysterio toilet paper from WWEshop.com, along with another Cody Rhodes t-shirt. Yeah, that's right. That's who I am, 53 years old, buying Dom Mysterio toilet paper from WWEshop.com. I keep that site in business. Roman Rock is must-see more than Cody Rock. Do you agree? Yes, I do. I think Cody Rock is going to be absolutely amazing, but the end of the story, when this whole bloodline story ends, it's going to be about Roman and Rock, and it's going to be about who the true head of the table is. So I think that is going to be the final chapter in this book. And Cody will still be your undisputed WWE champion. So I think the last match, the best match for Cody hasn't happened yet in the WWE, and that's Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. All right, last one. What's your opinion on Raw heading back to a 2-hour program? I love it. And it's funny because I really have loved the 3-hour Monday Night Raws because they've done a good job. But I think as far as a weekly show, the sweet spot is 2 hours. Now, when it goes to Netflix, I hope it bleeds over to 2 hours so you don't know exactly when the show is going to end. But I really do think that the best pro wrestling show is probably 2 hours. You know what, Paul? Give me 3 more. Give me 3 more. Let's go long. Let's go long here. I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. Is David a Bret Hart guy? No. Next. Shawn Michaels all the way. He was 100% right. Bret screwed Bret. Thoughts on Gunther versus Cody at Crown Jewel. I love it, but again, I don't like the stipulation. I would love it if the title was on the line. I just don't like the fact of this belt and this best of the best. I'm not crazy. Now, maybe they might win me over, and I'm sure Bully and Mark are going to try to win me over on this one, I'm guessing. But right now, I love the match. I'm going to love Gunther in the ring with Cody. The stipulation, I got to be honest, I'm not crazy about. All right, what's the last one we got here, Paul? Thoughts? Okay, can we replace the pink robe with pink socks? Let me show you what sock I have on right now, just so you know. I have my Ric Flair socks on right now. And I actually do have pink Ric Flair socks. So I already have pink socks, so I could wear pink socks, but they're Ric Flair pink socks. I do not have Cody socks. So if anybody wants to buy them for me and send them to me, I will gladly thank you. And maybe, Paul, if we could next time out when we do this, I'd love to get the names of the people who are sending it. Maybe you could read them next time, Paul. You could read them and tell me who they're from. I mean, we're this is all a work in progress here, Paul.
Yeah, I'm on screen now. I'm going to show you something here. Right at the bottom, you can see Drink With Me asked that question. It's right there at the bottom in the middle.
I don't see it. I don't see it because I have like a toolbar.
Ah, gotcha.
That's blocking that off. So
all right. So next time, that's not a problem.
Can I erase? See, this is the first time doing it. No, I just screwed something up. All right.
We're in Spanish now.
But this is a work in progress because I'd love to do more of these if we could. We got we got the YouTube, we got the podcast, we got the live show. Now we're going to do live reaction shows on YouTube. This is fun.
Dave, I'm a 40-year-old married man with 2 kids. What else do I got to do on a Saturday night?
I'm a 53-year-old married man who probably should be taking my wife out on a date on a Saturday night, but not when there's a PLE or a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I might be able to get away with it. Hey, Collision's on. All right, I can watch Collision on a Sunday morning. Nobody's going to be the wiser. But a PLE like Bad Blood, I'm staying home, getting a little food, watching it. You know what I'm saying? But if Marriage 3 ends, you'll know why. Because I can't get out of my own way. Because I just want to watch wrestling 24/7. And now after watching this, I want to go watch Last Battle of Atlanta between Buzz Sawyer and Tommy Rich, which I'll do as soon as we get. Paul, can you give me one more?
Because I want to go. I want to go old school. Because there was this question that I like. That's kind of like a throwback too. Check this out. This is from Michael Bober.
All right, I got this one now. I got rid of that thing. So Michael Bober asked, with Cole bringing up the Dusty Ole storyline, is he planting the seeds for Roman to do the same to Cody? I mean, listen, I love that Dusty Ole storyline. It was a year in the making, and then he turns on him against the Assassins. So, by the way, I got to give a shout out to Samantha Irvin. Samantha Irvin killed it with God Bless America. A fantastic job. She's so good, so amazing. Samantha Irvin. So I have to give her a shout out because I thought she did a great job.
Let me give you 2 more. I'm going to give you 2 more because these are ones that I think you'll hear a lot from Bully on Monday. So this will help promote the Monday show. So check this one out. The towel.
Okay. Wait,
that's for Braden Matthews.
Braden Matthews as WWE soft the way they use that towel. I agree, but then I love the image of Drew McIntyre knocking the towel out of the ref's hands when he was a hell of a lot more bloody than CM Punk. I get, but I actually liked Michael Cole's, explanation that you know what, the blood, there was so much blood, it was in their eyes. So he's taking the blood out of their eyes so that the match continue. Lame? Okay. But I did like the explanation, but then I love the visual of Drew McIntyre knocking. Listen, you're never going to get me on board with using the towel. Yeah, I'm never going to be 100% on board, but I like the way Michael Cole. By the way, Michael Cole really is the OG. Amazing job. Him and Corey Graves did a fantastic job tonight. So...
okay, last one. I want to give you the last one. Ready?
Give me another
Here it is.
There's been 12 last ones.
Yeah, this is it. This is from Eric R.
Eric says, where are the ref police in the Rhea Liv match? I'm with you. Where's the ref? Why was Rhea Ripley not counted out? I need an explanation. Why was Rhea Ripley not counted out during that women's championship match? I want an explanation. Why wasn't she counted out? She was outside the ring forever. Why wasn't there a count out? Especially, what a great job in the Bayley Nia match where Bayley kept rolling into the ring to stop the count. That I thought was fantastic, where they said, hey, she doesn't want Nia to get counted out, and she kept rolling back underneath that rope to make sure that she wasn't counted out. I really enjoyed Nia Jax and Bayley. I really did. And I think Nia Jax has been excellent. I think Nia has really silenced all her haters. Because I really think now that she's come back, I think she's done the best work of her career. And I love her as the champion. I love the threat of Tiffany Stratton. And as a matter of fact, the way that match was going, I would have been okay if Nia squashed Bayley tonight. And it almost looked for a minute like that was what was going to happen, where it was going to be completely lopsided. I liked that match. And then after that, it kind of dropped a little bit.
Let me give you some breaking news because the chat is active. So they're watching So The Rock went live on IG. We kind of covered that a little bit. And he said, is the final boss pissed? Is the final boss happy? The final boss is feeling a lot of things because there's been a lot of bullshit going on the last 6 months. The final boss will tell you how he's feeling when the final boss is ready for you to know. So that's one thing. But then the chat is saying that there's breaking news that in the post-show or something like that, that Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes.
Son of a bitch. All right, so that's where they're going with Cody up until, I guess, we find out what's going on with The Rock. All right, so this is very, very interesting. So I'm going to have to check out that post-show. But it looks like, The Rock is giving you a lot of word salad until he decides that he wants to say something on TV, which I totally understand. I'm very interested to hear what The Rock is going to have to say. And then Kevin Owens, we saw it brewing. We've seen it coming. And now it finally has when he attacked Cody Rhodes during that after Bad Blood press conference. So a lot going on. Make sure you're always tuning in to Busted Open. We're live 7 days a week. And make sure you subscribe to the Busted Open podcast where you get the Masters class. And then thanks for joining me here on YouTube. I really enjoyed doing this YouTube exclusive with you. And I like to do it more. Tell me what you think. Put in the comments what you thought of this. More Paul? Too much Paul? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. More Kelly Murphy? No Kelly Murphy at all during the... I think fans are excited to possibly... There's Kelly. Kelly's there. So maybe we get more Kelly if we do some of these post shows.
I just put Kelly up for everybody to see. That's Kelly Murphy live streaming now.
So now that we're live, Kelly, I know UFC is live right now, and I know you're excited about that. But what did you think overall, Bad Blood? Give it a grade. Overall, Bad Blood.
I liked your whole B. I thought we started strong, we ended semi-strong. The middle fell off for me a little bit, so I think B is a fair grade.
All right, I like it. B for Bad Blood. I love it. A solid B. Paul, would you give me a grade, Paul?
I thought it was an A-. Now, there was so much good in that it can't be weighed down to be a B, honestly. It was so much good in that pay-per-view. I loved Goldberg. I love the interaction between Gunther and Goldberg that you poo-pooed. Gunther is great on the mic, and he and Goldberg, like, mixing it up, I kind of want to see it.
All right, so A-. I'm good. I don't need to see that.
I'm getting more Paul and less Paul at the same time, so right around the perfect amount of Paul.
All right. Right now, you've gone over the line. Now there's too much Paul. Like if you would have ended it when I asked the question, it would have been perfect. But now I vote less Paul next time. More Kelly, less Paul. But thank you. One more. Give me one more. Let me answer. Just bring him up. Come on.
You crazy
Give me three
son
more.
of a bitch.
Give me three more.
Give me
three more. Give me three more.
Okay, hang on. Here we go.
I got to put my sock back on. I took off.
This is from Nick Treadway. Are you going to Saturday night's main event?
Yes. I'm actually going to try to get Mike Riker, our old producer, a ticket. Maybe me and Riker will go to Saturday night's main event together at Long Island. Go watch his YouTube show, Top of the Hops, which I'm a big fan of, even though I quit drinking.
This one's from Gabriel
Hill. Do you see
Hill.
a TNA WWE pay-per-view app? Yes. And that's coming from Gabriel. Yes, I do. I think there will be an NXT TNA pay-per-view. I really do.
All right, let's do... I think you answered this. Yeah, let's do this one. This is not a question, but a comment, and you can react to it. Ready? Here it is. Surprised to see Tully and Arn.
A little bit, but it was cool. Great to see our very own Mickey James. I love seeing Tully and Arn Anderson, Booker T. There was so many familiar Hall of Fame. Our good friend DDP as well. Scott Steiner was there. It was really cool. I thought that Lillian Garcia. Jacqueline, it was cool. Like I don't have time to put on my sock. I'm still holding on my sock. My Ric Flair blue sock. I also have a pink one, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, I want to show this to the nation. You ready? While we're here, a little bit of an unboxing. Like, is that what the kids call it? But this isn't a box; it's an unpackaging, I guess you can say. But this is exciting. You ready? I got this off of eBay. It cost me over $100. Best $100 I ever spent. Had to take Violetta to Burger King that night. I had to get a QPC. Road Warriors. The first t-shirt that I ever bought. 1985. My Road Warriors t-shirt from Star Wars 1985. You know what the best part about it is? It's the size in which I bought it when in 1985. It's the same size. It's the same size. It's a small. Obviously not going to fit me now, but there it is. How cool. I have probably around 500 wrestling shirts, but this is the first ever pro wrestling shirt I ever bought. Meadowlands Arena Star Wars 85 Road Warriors t-shirt. First ever t-shirt that I bought. Can't wear it, obviously. Small. And it smells, too. Whoever didn't even bother washing it. I would wash it, but I can't have it get any smaller. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hey, Hannah Maggie wants to know if we would be interested in doing some kind of watch-along on YouTube Live, which can be done. It would just require even more of your time as we watch along.
I mean, I'm watching it anyway. What's the next event? Crown Jewel?
Yeah, and that is probably going to be like a 1 p.m. Eastern start because it's usually like Saudi time, right? So that's going to be like usually like noon or 1.
I'll do a watch along for Crown Jewel.
I'll check my schedule.
Well, Kelly would do it with me. Fans want more Kelly anyway.
They do.
Put up with Paul.
And
Kelly or Paul?
All right, check this one out. Ready?
All right, got another one? All right, this one's from Matt. Hey, Dave, who will join Roman next? Jay Uso. That's the best one you can find, Paul? Can you give me another one? Give me another one. I want to end it with a bang. And Matt, thank you for the question. Give me another one. I want to end it with a bang.
Okay, here we go.
Myself. Go ahead.
You can't put you are not capable.
I can't do two things. Look at my hair. My hair is all. Dave, that was a classic cliffhanger. We'll make people tune in next Friday. What a great ending. Personally, I would have liked to have seen Roman and Cody have a bit more friction given their history. I agree. But there was that pause by Roman. I almost thought for a second that Roman was going to leave Cody in the lurch. And it almost and Jimmy was like, "Hey man, whatever you want to do, I got your back no matter what." He did pause. I like that. I thought that was really good. What else we got? Give me another one, Paul. Might as well go along here. Got nothing else going on. Just going to go to bed anyway. Do you think we'll see some... This is coming from Sleestack75. Sleestack, I loved you in Land of the Lost. Do you think we will see some interference from Goldberg during Gunther versus Sammy tomorrow? Eddie versus... yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion we haven't seen the last of Goldberg. Spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. There you go. One more. Can we get a live LaGreca lean? LOL. LOL.
Oh my God. Hold on. Folks. You asked for him to do a LaGreca lead, and look what you did. I almost get the sense that we should wrap it up right here. You can't get any better than that. I'm going to give Dave 10 seconds. If he doesn't get back up on the headset, we're ending the stream. And I'll call the paramedics. Hang on. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's gone. So thank you everyone for watching our debut instant reaction live stream. And for Dave LaGreca, who has unfortunately passed on, so maybe it'll just be Bully and Mark on Monday. Make sure you tune in for that. So for Dead Dave LaGreca, for Alive Paul Ehrlich, and for Kelly Murphy, we bid you adieu and have a pleasant evening.